Good to see everybody again. It's been a long week, but we have returned. And I hope everybody's well. It's officially July. Yay.
Good morning, gentlemen, and what a grand morning it is, too. We have just cause for celebration. Galloway and Phelps are sending another fiend to San Quentin. A nice showy trial, and he'll be strapped down with gas seeping
Ready
into his
on.
tiny reptile brain.
Good evening, sir. Good to
the fresh
see you as
business.
always.
Galloway and Phelps, the task is at hand. The address is on the hill, north downtown off Fremont Avenue.
How are you today, mate? I hope you are well.
Skipper, is the new letter genuine?
Now, boys, we all know how many
I didn't want to
imbeciles
arrest the
have
kid.
invested in a short case. Ray Pinker will let us know in good time.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45.
Greetings from sunny California. When's it going to stop? Galloway, I need you.
Hold on, I'm coming.
A fine morning indeed. We keep locking them up, but the bodies keep piling up.
Californians love a fad, Phelps. As long as the bricks hold up at San Quentin, there'll always be killers in this town to send there.
First the letter, and now another body. Come on, you can't keep on telling me there's not a killer still out there.
You know, Phelps, all these arrests on your record are giving you a reputation. You don't want them turning into unsolved.
Getting a vicious killer off the streets is more important than my reputation.
Really?
And besides, landing a big fat marlin is more impressive than an ocean full of minnows.
The minnows maketh the man, Phelps. You can't always hit home runs. Sometimes you just gotta make first base.
Detectives?
Phelps and Galloway, homicide.
Scene is secure. The rest of the patrolmen are going door to door, canvassing for witnesses.
Thanks. Keep me informed.
Will do, Detective.
This looks awfully familiar.
Hello,
I think that's the impression
Bruce.
the boys from the Examiner got with
Welcome,
them as well.
welcome.
Nothing
Quinn.
original under the sun.
Holla,
Why
holla,
should
holla.
murder be any different?
What do we have
Everybody's
so far?
showing up thus
Not
far.
much trace evidence
I
to speak
like
of.
it.
Storm blew in around 10 last night, and the rain washed most of it away.
I'm
The
feeling
body
nicey,
looks like
Quinn.
she was tipped out of an automobile from the tire tracks and superficial injuries. Strangled with a length of rope. And for my money, it's triple braid again.
Time of death.
From her temperature, maybe 2 a.m., but it was cold last night.
Usual head injuries.
Blunt force trauma. Knock him over the head, then strangle and mutilate. No message with this one.
At least she was left clothed.
I doubt very much he was concerned with her dignity.
The green silk dress is very distinctive. Any sign of her other
Thank you for not being naked and me not having to rush through
And
this
no
case.
handbag or other personal effects.
No drag marks. The killer was moving around, surveying the scene.
This is LA Noire, Bruce. The same people that make the Grand Theft Auto series are behind this, although this was a Team Bondi production.
There appears to be a dry cleaning label. Superior Laundry Services, F1363.
Just when I think I've seen it all.
Yeah, Bruce, I love this game. This is one of my all-time favorites.
Circumstantial.
That's what a lot of people say, Bruce. I'm actually not really feeling Grand Theft Auto 6 this year.
Our driver and our killer are most likely one and the same.
I'll call you when I know something. Meanwhile, get on with the case.
Detectives, I've been working the houses across the street and up the block. This lady thinks she has something for us.
Yeah, Bruce, I can't lie.
Detective Phelps, LAPD.
I'm Mrs. Barton.
Gran
Catherine Barton.
Turismo's got me
I live
burnt
just
out.
across the way.
I used to do basically almost daily uploads. And
Did you see anyone around
I
here
can't
last
even
night?
bear to turn it on
Not
anymore.
last night, but yesterday, early evening.
Lack
I
of
saw
fun
that
cars,
awful
no new tracks.
Do you have a description?
They're
tall,
pushing people to the
gaunt,
multiplayer
horribly
aspect,
disfigured. I think he may have had
and
an
they don't
accident
care for
in
the
war.
single player stuff.
He's a very scary, angry man.
Any idea where we might find him?
One
That's
of the
why I
hobo
keep my
camps on
copy
the
of Gran
He's some
Turismo
kind
4
of
around
hobo
because
leader.
it's still the
They all
best in my
follow him
opinion.
around.
Thank you, ma'am. You've been a big help.
Yeah,
Of
it
course,
absolutely has.
Anything I can do to help. I'd hate to think that something so ghastly could happen right
I mean, we
here
get
and
3
nothing be
cars
done
in an
about it.
upload, and 2 of them are front-wheel drive. We have no new tracks, no new events. I don't know how Kent can spend 8 hours a day doing daily race B.
Phelps, badge 1247.
I'd go crazy just doing the same race over and over.
I need an address on Superior Laundry Services.
Just a moment. Superior Laundry Services, 1260 West 1st Street.
Can you track down reports of hobo camps in the vicinity of Signal Hill?
Just a moment, Detective.
You know, not
There's a
every
large
game that
camp
comes
under the
out
bridge
needs to
on
have
Grant between
multiplayer.
Temple and Sunset.
It's okay
Thanks.
to make just single-player content.
His own mother after I'd sweated him.
Bruce, I can't recommend GT4 enough to you. I still go back and play it time to time. That's how much I love it.
You're behind the wheel.
No message.
Excuse me?
There was no message.
Where?
On the Vic. The last bodies had something written.
See, I
on
love
them.
GTA 5.
I'm failing to follow you.
Can't be the
But I
same
still prefer
guy,
just
what
the
I'm
solo.
saying, right? Before you start trying to link this to Maldonado and all the others.
There are more factors to consider than the messages, Rusty.
This doesn't fit your pattern.
So many people get mad at
End
me
of
when I tell them that I wasn't a fan of
Understand?
4. I really expected more from Grand Theft Auto. Yep, and I felt that I absolutely got my money's worth.
You can change back into those white bucks now.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. We're investigating a case, and one of your laundry labels came up. F1363.
If you give me a minute, I'll go find a register and you can take
It's funny
it.
you mentioned Grand Theft Auto. I just downloaded the definitive edition last night.
You take a look for yourself.
I've got clothes that need pressing.
You wrote the number down on that dress, is it there?
Mrs. T. Terrellson, 43 Emerald Street, Westlake.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes. Over here, Rusty.
Keep your shirt on, I'm coming.
I've got a feeling we're about to meet another wife killer.
You've always got that feeling, Rusty.
Yeah, and it's usually correct.
Please, please, for once, can you not let your assumptions color your detective work?
Just you wait. Nordic types show a particular disposition for this stuff.
In case you're curious, it's 1947 in this game. Yep. I tried asking Kent that, and, he said no. I don't get bored, but I'm like...
with the ligature marks.
Nah, I can't do it. Every day for a week doing the same race with the same cars. Boring. And we still have no dedicated drag race track.
Hello? Yes?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. Is your wife home, sir?
My wife went out last night and she hasn't come home.
Can you describe your wife and what she was wearing?
We were out at a friend's place, Bobby Ross's, for a party. She was kind of dolled up. She had her green silk dress, open-toed white shoes. Those are her favorite shoes.
Can we come in, Mr. Terrellson? I'm afraid we have some rather bad news. Do you have someone who can look after your children, Mr. Terrellson?
I've been trying to arrange a sitter. Look, tell me what's happened.
I'm afraid your wife was murdered last night.
Yeah, I can see that getting
body was
boring.
found this morning. We're very sorry for your loss.
What's the point of having all these cars if it's just going to be group 3 or group 4 all night?
I know this is a difficult time, Mr. Terrellson, but we are going to need you to answer some questions. First, we're going to take a look around.
What for? You don't think
It's procedure. You see to your girls.
Stay here till Daddy's finished talking to these men.
Where's Mommy?
Everything's gonna be all right, sweetheart.
We would like Mommy to come home now, Daddy.
What's the problem, Terrellson? Let him search. You got nothing to hide. You want to hear something funny, Terrellson? Some bums think filling out a missing persons report actually rules them out as a suspect.
Exactly. I mean, you look at the old, what was it? Gran Turismo 4, 5, and 6.
Excuse me, ladies.
Had over 1,000 cars. But in this one, for whatever reason, we get 300, and they only ever use maybe 20 of them.
We could see if Pinker can match the impression to the crime scene.
What the hell is a fanny bot wheel?
I'll be out of your way momentarily, ladies.
Optimistic, Cole. Incidental.
Oh, okay, I got you. I thought it was one of those like haptic feedback things, but for your butt.
I wonder why the picture was turned down.
Need to check if she was a regular.
Yeah, he would. I'm just a dirty controller guy.
So she went out without her handbag? She'd have to be in quite a state to leave this behind. At least she was spared that particular indignity.
I've never actually owned a racing wheel ever on any console. I always just did my racing with the controller.
Baron's bar again. Someone must be real sweet on this dive.
For the record, Mr. Tarleton, what is your wife's name?
Teresa.
Do you have any idea why anyone would want to hurt your wife?
No. Everyone loved Teresa. She was so full of life. There can't be anyone who knew her.
I think you're lying, Lars. I think you were mad at your wife for embarrassing you in front of your friends. I think you came back here and strangled her.
The wheel and rig
dumped her
setup
body
got
on the
real
hill.
popular.
You think I strangled my wife?
On Gran
How do you
Turismo
expect to prove
3.
that?
Your wife was strangled with triple braid rope. The bow line from your boat is a perfect match.
Look, I know this looks bad. I'm gonna have to come to terms with the fact that I let her go.
You said you went to a party at Bobby Ross's place?
That's right, Bobby had a bunch of people over. We were having a good time. She said she was bored and decided to leave.
You let your drunk wife leave the party and go off on her own?
Look, I was angry. I was having a good time. She has to go and ruin it. We always have to do what she wants to do. Last night she wanted to go dancing.
Any idea where?
Where she always goes. A bar down on North Beaudry Avenue. Baron's bar. She goes there, drinks too much, gets maudlin, and calls me. I go and bring her home.
Mr. Tarleton, was Teresa happy at home?
Yeah, I think she was.
Spill it, Tarleton. We like the look of you for this, so you better give us something.
We're at the party. She has a few and says she wants to go out dancing. We only have the sitter until 9. I get mad. I tell her to go ahead, but I'm staying. She storms out.
You missed one of the best Gran
Doing well at
Turismos
cards.
by
I hardly ever
skipping
do
4.
well. I married her because she was so much fun, but now she drives me fucking crazy.
What time did she leave the party?
About 8:30, maybe a little.
What do I have to say to get you to convince you to play it?
When was the last time you saw your wife?
Around 8:30. The card game at Bobby's was wrapping up. I played out my hand and drove home here. I paid the sitter and went to bed.
You're lying, Lars. You didn't come straight home, did you?
And how do you figure that?
You were out in the rain. You got soaked, Lars. We found your wet weather gear.
Okay, I stayed a little later than I said. This cute little brunette was hitting on me. Teresa noticed. I was half cut. I walked her home from Bobby's, but nothing happened. I walked back and got the car this morning.
Thanks for answering our questions, Mr. Tarleton. You'll need to go downtown to identify your wife's body.
I should have taken her dancing.
In my experience, Mac, if you give in to broads, you'll be giving in to them your entire life. We could be your husband's story right now. Call in, get some uniforms dispatched to check out his alibi.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you run an address for a Bobby Ross? Then send some uniforms over.
Would you like him picked up?
No. Suspect says he was with Ross last night. We need to confirm the alibi.
I'll get a prowl car dispatched.
Thanks, ma'am.
All right, that makes sense. I'll let that one slide. You got a good.
Appreciate your time, sir. Can you drive to this one?
You believe this guy's story?
Kind of rings true.
Excuse me.
Get another spoon.
Gents, drink?
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD.
I'm Benny Clough. This about Teresa Tarleton?
Yes, it is.
I heard about it on the radio. They're saying it was that Black Dahlia freak again? God damn it. You know, I rang that husband of hers. The babysitter said he was out.
If you don't mind, we have a few questions. What time did Teresa leave?
Around 10:30, I think.
On foot? In a car? By bus? How was it?
She called for a cab.
Did you get the number?
Sure I did. I like Teresa. The only time she has a drink is when things aren't going so good at home. I was worried about her.
That cherry pie was delish.
Put out an APB on the cab.
3591. Should be traceable.
Who was she with? We've had reports about a tall, gaunt-looking hobo. He wasn't here last night?
I get plenty of bums in here, but nothing to fit that description.
The likelihood is that whoever she left here with killed her. Give it up, Benny.
All right, two creeps were all over her, promising to take her dancing.
You get a good look at these guys?
Sure. I got a good look. One of them was a sailor in uniform. His cap said, USS Indiana.
And the other man?
The other guy is Richard Bates. He's sitting in the back right now. Red polo shirt.
Any idea where she was headed?
Nope. I didn't get that.
The husband said she wanted to go dancing.
Yeah, she always wants to dance when she's been drinking.
Well, like I said, Bruce, this is one of my personal,
thank you for your help,
all-time favorite games of all time.
Hey, no problem.
This is Bates.
If you're into detective noir,
LAPD.
It'll suit your needs.
Shitbird. We can't let the son of a bitch get away.
That broad has socks in it for you.
Bates, we just want to talk.
Come on, we got a ride. Get in and drive.
I thought you were gonna leave me there.
Who knows what this guy will pull when he's cornered? We could have a killer on our hands. I don't think the killer would be kicking back in the bar where he met the Vic in.
Listen, a creature of habit is your killer. For some reason, they're sticklers for routine.
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close. Hit him, Cole. Spin him out. Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires.
Let's end this farce.
All right, you got me. I've had enough.
Hands behind your head.
Okay, Bates. You're gonna answer some questions.
I have a choice in this.
Last night, you went drinking with a lady in the bar. Now she's dead. And your face is all messed up.
I'm in the clear on that. She preferred a sailor. You could lay it off on him. Are we finished?
Do you want my partner to sap you? Tell us what we want to know.
She was okay. Drunk. Pissed off at her old man, wanting to go dancing. I thought I'd ply her with a few drinks and get my end away. Looks like your Salty had the same idea.
So what happened when you left the bar?
Sailor boy laid one on me. A cheap shot. After that, I don't know.
You've done time, haven't you, Richard? Is that why you ran?
I'm on parole.
On what offense?
Sexual assault. Look, I was lying there on the sidewalk. He flags a cab and jumps in with the broad.
We're taking you in, Bates.
How come?
Just for a chat. Nice private chat. I'll explain my theory.
All right, Bruce, man. It's good to see you. I'll be on for a little bit if you want to stop back.
He's a material witness.
If not, no worries, man. It's good to see you.
Richard here knows.
Thanks for stopping by. Apparently all my other friends like Quinn Noble dipped on me and didn't say bye. Oh, yeah, there you are.
For KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an APB out on a yellow cab, number 3591. Ask dispatch to relay all sightings to car 11K.
No problem. I'll get on the radio.
Thanks, Bruce, man. I appreciate that.
Filed in the vicinity
You're
of
all
Barron's
right.
Bar on North Beaudry Avenue. We're tracking a sailor who was involved in a fight outside the bar.
I can check the reports, Detective. I have a message for you from Captain Donnelly. Message reads, James Jessup, U.S. Navy able seaman, has information relevant to your case. Jessup is currently being detained at Central Station.
Could be our man. Thanks for your help.
Hey, for what it's worth, Bruce, the people who developed this games were Aussies.
You can drive.
He's in interview 2.
Thanks. What do you make of him?
Sailor on furlough who looks like he's in trouble and knows it.
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. We know why you're here, Jessup, so it would be best if you answered our questions truthfully.
I don't want any trouble. That's why I'm here. I heard on the radio about this lady getting killed. I got leave from my CO to come down straight away.
So why did you kill her?
I didn't kill anyone. Look, you need to believe me.
Let's start at the beginning. You went to Barron's Bar. What time did you arrive?
I got a 24-hour pass. I got there around 7.
That's where you met Teresa Terrelson?
Sure. We had a couple of drinks.
So you tried to make a woman who was incredibly drunk?
Look, I'm not proud of myself, but I never hurt her.
You took her dancing?
That's right. Caught a cab to the Crystal Ballroom.
You had a fist fight with Richard Bates over Mrs. Terrellson.
You met the guy? He's a creep. You should take a look at him for this.
He's pointing the finger directly at you, Jessup.
I only had one night before I was back in the tub. He had all the time in the world to look for some action. I belted him. I'd do it again. She was better off with me.
Sure. You're a shining example of chivalry, Jessup. We're holding you till we can clear this with the driver.
Yeah, my CO said as much.
Can you put the guy in 2 in a cell and inform the commander?
Sure, Detective. Got a message for you. Sighting of your disfigured
All right,
hobo
Bruce, man.
on
I'll
Grand
catch you later,
between
man.
Temple and Sunset. And it looks like the
Good
Beau
to
has
see
a
you.
record, too. He's wanted in connection with 2 female assaults.
Thanks.
No, it wouldn't. Shut up, Quinn.
Three suspects in the can and 1 on the hoof. And still no hard evidence on any of them.
KGPL to car 11K. 11K, come in.
11K, go ahead.
Patrolman reporting that Bobby Ross's car game is breaking up at midnight.
11K, roger that. Plenty of time to get downtown, Cole.
It's possible. Have them bring him in.
KGPL, could we have Lars Terrellson picked up?
11K, roger.
Fallout 4 soundtrack was good, but it repeats way too often.
At a gas station. Now heading west on 7th Street.
Garage on 7th Street. Let's hit it, Phelps. The cab driver might tie this whole thing together.
I hope you're right.
You see our taxi anywhere?
Yeah, I saw that. Can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Where's that cab got to now?
11K, yellow cab number 3591.
Yes.
Sighted at the corner of Wilshire
Thank you.
and Whitmer. Repeat, Wilshire and Whitmer, 11K.
One thing I'm concerned about is that we're getting a lot of older players.
3591, that's him there, Phelps. Hit the siren.
LAPD, we're investigating a murder.
What's that got to do with me?
The fare you picked up from Barron's bar last night. What was the woman wearing?
It's a green dress. Oh, don't tell me something's happened to her.
Tell me about it.
She was with this sailor. He was all over her. She wasn't having any of it. Said she just wanted to dance. But he had that look in his eye.
Where did you drop them off?
It's at the Crystal Ballroom.
What time?
After midnight. 12:30? Something like that.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
Well, that's gone and ruined my day.
I think we ought to investigate the hobo lead.
Well, if you think we ought to, then I guess we ought.
Yeah, I saw your Discord post, Quinn. How dare you?
You can drive. You drive. I need to go over the case notes. We're looking for a tall, disfigured man at the camp.
Could be difficult. Most bums look deformed to me.
Come on, Rusty, this isn't gothic fiction. Hobos are just like you or me. They're just men who've fallen on hard times.
You ain't much of a detective, Phelps, if you think a hobo's like me. Clue number one, how do I smell?
Of alcohol and stale sweat. You know, I may be onto something here.
Very funny.
Yeah. I will give him props, because I got a thing for Olivia Munn.
LAPD, we'd like a word with you.
Save it for someone who's interested. They're fascists. Come to move us on and steal what little we have left.
6 rounds won't get us far. I need you to stay copacetic. We need to hold out to the cavalry round. How do we do that? Like this.
Buckshot, keep him down, Phelps.
Killing make you feel powerful.
I love beating up communists.
What's your name?
Comrade
Yeah,
Stalin.
Very
I know,
funny.
Quinn.
We'll find out from your personal effects.
Lucky fucker.
Stuart Ackerman.
You're under suspicion for murder, Ackerman. We're taking you downtown.
You can't do anything more to me than what the Japanese have already done.
I loved her on Attack of the Show.
The Kremlin's over here, Phelps. Toss it, see what you find.
Still working, Jack. I'm off to the Lighthouse Club in Santa
Blind
Monica.
people.
Hello, Jack.
Mr. Benson, this is Courtney Sheldon.
Agnostic, you
Well,
are
I'm sure you
okay.
two will want to polish some old
You
war
made
stories.
it in time.
Good evening, Jack.
I'm not
Mr. Sheldon.
ending for a while
night, sir.
yet.
Take a seat, Courtney.
We need your help, Jack.
Yeah,
I told you I would have nothing
I have
to do
that
with
firmly etched into my mind, Quinn.
I'm fine too, Jack. Medical school's going well. I got a part-time job.
Do dope peddlers need part-time jobs?
We made a mistake and we're in trouble, Jack. A local gangster, Mickey Cohen, is putting on the squeeze.
So hand it over, walk away. What's stopping you?
We had a deal with them that they would dole it out slowly. They said they would supply abortion clinics and doctors, but they've been moving it on to addicts, and they can't cope with the purity.
So your problem is with gangsters being
Amen,
dishonest.
Quinn.
My problem is that people are dying. And
By
if
the
this
way,
gets back
Quinn,
to us,
meet Agnostic.
we'll all end up in
Agnostic,
jail.
meet Quinn.
So how am I supposed to help, Courtney?
Yes,
This isn't the
it
war.
was.
I can't just wave a magic wand
Thanks to
and clean up
Frost.
your mess.
Frost and her wonderful rant destroyed the show.
We want you to negotiate, Jack.
The only thing these guys understand is force, Sheldon. They got to the top back east by proving to be more vicious than the English, the Irish, and the Dutch. They make their own laws. That's the nature of a secret society. For God's sake, Courtney, you want to be a doctor. How can you fight with that?
We are better trained, Jack.
I didn't make it through the war to come back to this kind of shit, Sheldon.
They are talking about the mob.
Doesn't give me anything to go on. Ackerman doesn't look like much of a dancer. Looks familiar. Safe bet it'll match the mark under Teresa Terreldson's chin.
Correct. They were silver. I believe 64 was a cutoff for silver quarters.
Can you drive to this one? The husband has an alibi, but no real motive other than neglect. Jessup's alibi checks out. Bates is a recidivist. He'll be pulling the same stick
I have a
until we put
lucky
him away for
dime that
good.
my aunt gave
Ackerman
me before she
has
passed away.
history, opportunity, hard evidence.
I've saved
What
that
motive?
for
We have the evidence.
over
We
a
know she
decade
was
now.
here. All we need is a confession, and we can charge the bum with murder.
We're going this way.
Ackerman, you were in the Marines.
How do you know?
The Corps selected big guys for flamethrower duty. That's how you got the burns.
Life expectancy was 5 minutes for a guy in flamethrower detail. What kind of a government puts weight like that on a man's shoulders?
You'll get no argument from me.
No, you
was a
didn't,
heavy load.
agnostic.
You feeling sorry for this smelly
And
fuck?
no, I don't stream with OBS, although I am trying to set it up, Quinn.
Why did you kill Mrs. Terrelson?
I have no recollection of the people I have killed.
Are you denying that you strangled Mrs. Terrelson with a length of rope?
I'm not denying anything. You have to have proof, lackey.
We found a matching piece of rope in your lean-to. I think we'll find the blood will match too.
I own no property. How could it belong to me?
A bus driver dropped Mrs. Terrelson near your camp around 2 a.m. Why did you take her up to the hill?
Which hill? I have many places. I go where
I will, Quinn, because I will have need some help setting it up.
You are clearly insane, Ackerman. The state of California does not execute mental patients.
I don't know the names of the women I've killed, but I've killed many of them. Their necks are so fragile.
Stuart Ackerman, I am charging you with the murder of Teresa Terrelson.
A man down on his luck I can abide. But a filthy red who chooses to live outside the rules of society, I cannot stomach. Maybe poor Teresa Terrelson will provide the catalyst we need. I've spoken to the chief and the mayor, and I think it's time
That breaks my heart, agnostic, truthfully.
And send them on their way over the county line. A grand day that will be, gentlemen. And a grand result you have brought me.
Probably about
You two are
30,
fast
40
becoming my
times,
finest
Quinn.
crusaders.
Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, that breaks my heart, agnostic. Yes, but there's occasional questions that trip me up still to this day.
You say that you were only fooling. Don't walk away. Don't do me wrong. Don't leave me singing this torched song.
By the way, Quinn, you might recognize Cole Phelps and Staten from Mad Men.
Of course we will look into it. Yes, I'm aware that it's an election year. Keep a hold of your head, Counselor. Now is not the time to lose your nerve.
There's a lot of
It would appear that someone has
big name actors and actresses in this.
Sound familiar?
Deirdre Muller.
Press the pawnbroker and see what you can find out. The address is 348 South Main Street.
Ray Earl. It was
before the grand jury next week, and
on Dexter.
Then get out to the railroad depot on Santa Fe Avenue. We have another.
There is a guy we were talking about. He's a TV guy. He usually plays a detective or a cop.
Right, Skipper.
I gave his wife a tap. I said, oh. Another body and Deirdre Muller's ring. The Emperor may soon have to come to terms with the fact that he's wearing no clothes.
Exactly. Did you get that book of riddles shoved up your ass? Is that what your old man paid college tuition for?
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
You've got to admit, this is looking odd.
Anyone could pawn a ring.
But if you take it along with all of the other indicators...
Cole, Hugo Moeller was identified by the school's groundkeeper. He's our guy.
Witnesses have fingered the wrong guy before.
He ran, for God's sakes.
And he always maintained he was set up.
How can I help you boys?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. You have a rose gold wedding and engagement ring?
David Bremner. Am I gonna get something for this pledge? Gave that bum money, now you guys are gonna leave me short.
How much did you give him?
$50?
Try another number.
20?
Try 10. Feel lucky you're getting it.
I have the rings right here.
What's this mark here?
Maker's mark. Usually traceable. That one came from Hartfield's Jewelry down on Broadway.
Thanks for the tip.
Hallmark. Tells you the clarity.
Does this mark mean anything?
Hallmark. Gives you an idea of the quality.
What have you got on the guy who brought these in?
Goes by the name of Percy B. Shelley. Gave an address. 15 Poland Street, London, Tulare County.
Can you give us a description of the man who pawned these rings?
Not sure. Medium height, medium build, dark hair, I think. Sorry. He just had one of those forgettable faces.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Bremner.
All right, for those observant few, notice that our partner is driving.
We have a
But
problem.
watch what happens when we get to the rail yard.
The Tulare County address.
The address is bogus. Purpose having fun with us. The guy who's been sending the Dahlia letters is also the guy who pawned these rings.
How do you figure that one?
Percy Bysshe Shelley wrote the poem that came with the Dahlia letter. If the Dahlia letters are genuine, then the man who killed Elizabeth Short may have also killed Deirdre Muller.
And how do we prove that, Phelps? Skipper ain't gonna like this one.
We're gonna have to rely on this guy tripping up on his own vanity.
All right, so my partner's driving.
You boys ready? Follow me.
How did I get in the driver's seat?
The ring under our hat until we speak with the captain.
Now my partner's driving again.
Chain of command, Phelps. The skipper will decide who needs to know. Got it?
I get it, Rusty. I just don't like it. Hard, isn't it?
Yeah. I look after all the rail depots.
What have you got?
Right,
The
agnostic.
Negro, Nelson Gaines, called it in. I came down here to make sure him and the other guy, Jameson, stuck around.
Jameson found the body?
Something like that. Guy makes me sick.
We'll talk to the coroner. Keep an eye on both of them.
Remember when I told you to put a pin on that conversation Rusty had about the coroner's office and people having fun? Well, it comes full circle here.
God, you're gonna kill us!
Smell?
Very good. There is the usual evacuation smell, but it appears she's been living rough for quite some time.
Very strong smell of alcohol. She pooped herself.
Well, the autopsy will tell, but I would assume that she was inebriated.
Another missing ring.
Certainly seems I've been swabbing a lot of bare fingers recently.
Can you be more exact about the time of death?
No later than 2 a.m. The state the body was in, a 1 or 2 hour window is the best I can do.
What have we got here?
White female, approximately 40 years of age, lipstick smudges on the face, but no writing, at least nothing legible. A blunt force trauma to the temple, nose, and eye regions. Ligature marks point to the probable cause of death being strangulation.
Yes, there is.
Any idea of the time of death?
From her temperature, after midnight would be my guess.
If I had one chief complaint about the game, it's that all these cases of dead people have someone for you to arrest at the end of them. But the character Cole knows, and you, the player, knows that you're getting the wrong people. It would have been nice if they would have had one case unrelated to the serial killer that had a concrete resolution.
Someone was trying to get her to come home. We could go over to the lot and see what they know about her.
That's going to be difficult, Cole. Keystone Studio lot closed back in 41.
Maybe someone at Mensch's will remember her. is a chit for personal items, not booze. It's an angle worth investigating.
All right, Quinn and Agnostic, this one's for you.
Detective Phelps, LAPD homicide.
John Ferdinand Jameson.
We need you to answer some questions, John.
If you don't mind, I prefer Ferdinand.
Don't push your luck, knucklehead.
What were you doing to the body, Ferdinand?
Are you sure you won't be upset?
Try me, Ferdinand.
I was kissing her. It's not against the law.
Shut up.
There's no
Take
law
your
against
beating
it.
like a man.
Turn out your pockets, Ferdinand. Classic Carmine.
Yeah, because of the railroad.
No. I found it near her purse. I thought she could use some lipstick.
Rusty, stop. Don't hit him. You went through her purse?
It wasn't like she needed it. I took a look.
He's not the killer. He's just a necrophiliac.
Did you take any money?
Wasn't any to take. I found her lipstick and her matchbook over on
Rusty
the mat.
alluded a couple
much else.
cases ago about coroner's offices being creepy. People could be having too much fun with the bodies.
Found the body?
Yes, I did. I work here.
And this tied
Just
into
coming off
it.
shift and headed home.
Why didn't you report the body, Jameson? Do you know how this is going to look to a jury?
A jury? What gives? I could tell that she was dead. I came through here about midnight last night. She wasn't
Pay
here
attention to his next line of dialogue.
You're under arrest, Jameson. We'll see how this plays out. Until then, you can think a little on how you'd like to be treated if you were found dead.
I'm telling you, it's not illegal. Me and some friends of mine...
Clyde, you get this sack of shit into a cell. I'll deal with him later.
Sure, Rusty.
Later on, either in this case or the next, Ruthers says he had to fire his assistant because he was friends with Jameson. God only knows what those two were up to. That's good attention to detail, in my opinion.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address on Levine's Liquor, closest store to the Santa Fe Avenue rail yard, if possible.
Just a moment, Detective. Closest store would be the one at 939 South Hope Street.
Choo choo! All aboard. Sorry, Agnostic, I could not resist.
You can drive.
Read that those goddamn Chinese want to sell the relief food that we're sending them?
Yeah, I read about that.
Those people are starving. They can't do that.
They want to sell the food to fund the civil war against the communists.
Really? I guess that's okay then.
Armies can't fight without food. You spend all your money on weapons, but you still have to have the will to fight. Fortunately, the Reds will win in China.
Watch your mouth. You know what you're saying?
The people of this country overthrew a king. You think the Chinese will balk at an emperor if they are starving?
Drink, fellas.
Phelps, Galloway, homicide. We need to ask you some questions concerning Evelyn Summers.
You motor-button son of a bitch.
Evelyn Summers? What is it now?
You knew Evelyn?
As well as I wanted to know Evelyn. She's a pain in the ass, always coming in here, cadging drinks, never had any money. She was in just a couple of nights ago.
Did she ever tell you where she was staying?
I don't know. I think she was living rough. She had that kind of stunk about her.
Who did she drink with?
A bunch of these guys. Ask around.
What's your name?
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. McCaffrey?
I'm just a starving writer, detective. What do you want to ask about?
Evelyn Summers.
He's a
Why
communist.
she was found beaten and strangled in the rail depot on Santa Fe.
Okay. I see your point.
How well did you know her?
I can't say that I knew her. It was more like I was aware of her.
Did you see Evelyn last night?
No, I was at home, writing.
Do you want to get dragged into this, McCaffrey? Do you want us to get interested in you?
She hung out with this powder puff, James Tiernan. They haunted the public library.
That's right, agnostic.
How well do you know
We are
James
team
Tiernan?
capitalism
I know
here.
he works some kind of plebeian job at Rawlings Bowling Alley.
Rawlings. I know that place. Corner of 9th and Grand. A lot of cops bowl there on Tuesday nights.
Do you have a criminal record, Mr. McCaffrey?
Nothing serious. I've had a few skirmishes.
Do you want to save me some time, or do you want me to look up your file?
Industrial disputes, strikes, workers' rights, that kind of thing.
A regular fifth columnist. Nice to meet you, comrade.
Thank you for the information, Mr. McCaffrey. You're behind the wheel. What did you make of McCaffrey?
There'll come a day, and it's coming very soon. We'll run him and the rest of his pinko buddies out of Los Angeles.
Here, here.
I meant as a suspect, Rusty.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
What can I do for you?
LAPD, Phelps and Galloway. We're making inquiries into the murder of Evelyn Summers.
Evelyn? She's dead?
You knew Evelyn Summers, Mr.?
I do think the serial killer they got
Yes,
was
I knew
rather
Evelyn.
good.
I was a good friend of her ex-husband. She kept some of her stuff here.
Can you show us, please?
Sure. Come this way.
You got some fine stock here, Mr. Robbins. You know, you let us take some for the road, this case might get solved a lot quicker.
He's joking, Mr. Robbins.
Hey. Howdy.
Rawlings Bowling Alley. Maybe Evelyn did something other than drink in her spare time. I'm guessing Evelyn hadn't held down a job for quite some time.
Well, it was the 40s, agnostic, so it wasn't unheard of. I am good, Deep, thank you. How are you? I hope you are well.
When exactly did Evelyn work in the pictures?
A few years ago. She worked in legal copyrights for music.
It's good to hear. I'm glad you are well. Are you on break? I don't know, honestly. I kind of stick to one brand of wine. I have no idea if it's made here or not.
Evelyn was reading Aristotle?
Evelyn wasn't stupid. The only stupid thing about her was her need to drink.
And she was borrowing books from Grosvenor McCaffrey.
I'm a fan of Moscata.
We're trying to account for Evelyn's movements yesterday.
She came by in the morning.
A social visit? To pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
Any idea where the money came from?
She didn't mention it. But she did say the booze was a present for a boy. She said they had been fighting and she had to make it up to him.
Were you and Evelyn close, Mr. Robbins?
Not many people will be sad she's gone. I'll be one of the few.
We got the impression that Evelyn had been sleeping
Did
rough
you know
lately.
Pinot Noir got its name from the pine cone?
Her mother was trying to get her back on the straight and narrow. She's old now. And to be honest, you have to have a good reason to want to get back.
If you've never tried Moscata, I highly recommend.
Do you know a friend of Evelyn's by the name of McCaffrey?
Not personally.
We're struggling for leads, Robbins. Did she know McCaffrey?
She idolized him. From what I gather,
You're welcome to lurk deep. I don't mind.
He seems to peddle a revolutionary stance, fixing the ills of society. You could see how it would appeal to down-and-outs like Evelyn.
Just don't be stealing my microwave or anything when I'm not
Thanks
looking.
for your help, Mr. Robbins.
No problem. Hey, I'd like to make arrangements for the funeral. You think I could get in touch with Evelyn's mother?
Put in a call to the watch commander at Central Station, Mr. Robbins. He'll be trying to reach the next of kin.
Thanks. Get the guy, huh? Evelyn never hurt anybody.
Bonjour, mon ami. Base de merde. Alright, it is imperative for this particular part that you drive. Do not let your partner drive because it will auto skip to the police station and you will not get to do a follow-up question.
Car 11K, Car 11 King, KGPL.
11 King.
A message from Captain Donnelly, return to Central, code 2.
11 King, en route. Let's not keep the man waiting, Phelps.
See how it automatically changed my destination? We have to change it back. Because if you go to the police station, you lose the ability to interrogate this guy correctly.
All units, officer needs help. 211 and shots fired. 391 Broadway, Mallory's Cafe. 391 Broadway. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
I'll just park right here.
You say you barely knew Evelyn?
Yes, that is correct.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You looked down your nose at Evelyn, but you knew her, and you have some idea of what happened.
I hope you're holding aces. I'm telling you again, I barely knew the woman.
Why would you lend her your book on metaphysics if you only knew her in passing? It was more than that. A Renaissance man like yourself, lending his books to his acolytes.
She hounded me about that goddamn book, and then she lifts it from my apartment and lies to my face that she didn't take it, as if she could even comprehend any of it. I saw her go into a hotel with Tiernan last night. They had booze in a paper bag. He's your man.
Dirty communist.
Continue to respond. All units, officer needs help. 211 and shots fired.
Go to hell, Parker! No way I'm going down without a fight.
Drop the weapon, hands behind your head.
Yeah? Fuck you too!
God damn it, get out.
Put your hands in the air.
He's hiding in the
Give it up, LAPD. Don't make me chase you. This is Car 11 King. Advise all units that the 211 from Mallory's Cafe is code 4, KGPL.
Roger, 11K. All units, 211 from Mallory's Cafe is code 4. Repeat, code 4.
Nobody saw that.
If we survive this, it's going to be a miracle.